guys are all doing super well. So today we are here to talk a little bit about COVID. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I'm using my iPhone here. So let me see if I can open the chat and see if I can actually see what's happening here. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see. All right. Let me see. I've got this setup here and it's all new to me, so just want to make sure I can do this properly. Just give me 1 minute. Alrighty. So thanks for coming, guys. Really appreciate this. All right, there we go. All right. So in regards to COVID stuff, it is October now. It's been like 2 years of pandemic time and we're still in it. So I'll wait a few minutes so that a few more people can come and we'll get into it. And I have a rock limon. Ollie's over there drinking if you're hearing something really weird right now. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30 in the afternoon here. I'm not sure what time it is where you are. So I got a nice cold beer and we also have some fruits. I found these on the side of the road yesterday. I know, very weird. Hey Anthony, hope you're doing well. Hi Oliver. This fruit is called guayaba, I believe. If you know the word better, let me know. And we'll eat that in a few minutes. I've never tried it, so we'll go for that as well. So it seems like we have quite a few people here now, so let's just get started so we don't take too long to get through this. All right, so as of the 16th of October this year, so that's what, on Saturday, we are going to be doing a few more changes with COVID and all the regulations and restrictions, and the government has officially set a mandate for vaccinations mainly for residents. I think most of the stuff we're going to be touching on is more relevant to people who live here as opposed to tourists, because I believe they haven't really said anything about what's happening with tourists right now. They basically just say, if you're fully vaccinated, bring your vaccination papers to prove it, and you have to have had the vaccination, the final vaccination, within 14 days before arriving here. Other than that, you just need to purchase insurance, as it has been for the past while now. So the insurance, I personally use Trawick International. It's cheap. For my age group, I'm 28. So for 3 months of that, I pay about $50. I believe the older your age group, the more expensive it tends to get, but probably depends completely on your situation and how much time you plan on staying in Costa Rica too. So yeah, that's Trawick International. I'll see if I can put the link down below later if you guys want to check that out. Otherwise, there are other options that you can find on the Visit Costa Rica website, I believe it is. But yes, okay. So as of the 16th of October, we are going to be, Ollie, I'm sorry, I don't know why I decided to leave my dog in the room while I was doing this. So yeah, the 16th of October, we are mainly just starting the changes of driving restrictions, which in reality has almost nothing to do with travelers, because as long as you have a rental car or a verification of reservation to a hotel, you don't really need to worry about it. But for locals, right now in San Jose, we're still doing a weekly car restriction based on your license plate number. So each day of the week has a different number, and that number can't drive on that specific day. For example, Monday would be license plate number 1 and 2. You can't drive. But this is just in San Jose. And then right now on weekends here in Capos, you can't drive depending on the number, if it's odd or even. And then, yeah, that's gonna be going away soon, hopefully, because it's a bit ridiculous. There's no real reason that they're still doing that, because it's obviously safer to be in your car than to be on a bus with a bunch of people, but my opinions aside. So I have everything pulled up here. Basically, all of this information is easily accessible on Facebook. It is all in Spanish though, so I'm going to translate a little bit for you guys. So let's go to the first page here. It says here, gradual changes, pretty much. And, oh, I don't remember if I mentioned the exact date of the mandate of the vaccine and like what's happening with that. So on the 1st of December, all establishments are going to be asking for your vaccination proof. And again, they haven't said if that really applies to tourists or not, but it definitely applies to all people living here. And we now are obligated to get vaccinations. And I was lucky enough to actually get a vaccine as a tourist. Usually they don't, they're not giving vaccines out to everybody. But I believe in the past week, they decided to do like a little campaign where they are allowing tourists to go and get it. But they are preferring that people get the AstraZeneca instead of the Pfizer. But you have to be very specific and tell them that you need Pfizer so that you can travel, and then they'll count their stock and do it for you. So I just had a question there. Do they accept a picture of a vaccine card, or do they want a physical one? I think it would probably be wise to maybe make a copy. I personally use like a photo of my passport in any professional scenario in which I don't need to have my physical passport with me. Like if I'm not getting stamped or anything like that, I just have a picture of it with me. So I'm sure a picture would be fine, but because this is also new, I would maybe want to have the physical one just in case. So we'll have to see. I'll maybe go and on the day that it starts happening, I'll go and start testing places and see what they do with me. But I only have my first vaccine so far. I have to figure out what's going to happen because I have my second vaccine date on the 30th of December. So will they let me into places if I have my first vaccine, but I still have the appointment for the second one? We'll have to see what happens. I have no idea. But yes, so let's go back to this. So apart from the 1st of December, they're going to slowly start opening more things and having things open later. Right now, things are closing at 9 p.m. We have a restriction, I believe it's from like 5 or 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And there's like no clubs really, like casinos aren't really allowed to be open. I know that there's a casino in Capos and it's been open during the day, so I think, to be completely honest and not to be too straightforward about things, I feel like the further away you are from San Jose, the more lenient things start to become. Like, you could pretty much get away with most things here, to be totally honest, even though you shouldn't be allowed to, you do. And yeah, like for example, the driving restriction, it's really not a big deal here. I know many people who do not follow the rule and nothing has happened to them. But then there's the people who, have to go and hide in their houses because there's traffic police coming and they can't drive all day, which is their fault because they're the ones who are doing something wrong in the first place. But yeah, it's really not a huge problem here, but in San Jose, it's a big no-no, like absolutely not. And yeah, so other things are going to be starting up in December again. All theaters. I haven't gone to see a movie in so long and I'm so excited to be able to. I know it's sad, but it's true. And all restaurants, cafes, sodas. Sodas are like the little local restaurants. And yeah, casinos, bars, clubs, sports, pretty much all gatherings. And they're going to be doing that slowly, right? So when will you come back to Guatemala? I am not totally sure when I'm going back to Guatemala. Maybe in the new year. I was going to come in December, but I think I am going to do another trip to somewhere else. So yeah, we'll leave that for the future. I don't know yet, but I will come back. I promise. And okay, what else will be open? So hotels will be allowed to fulfill their maximums finally, and I believe in December restaurants will be able to go to 75% or something like that. But in November it'll be like 50%. So they're gonna do it kind of like in slow steps and see how it goes from there. But I assume that if most people are getting vaccinated, which they now have to, this is going to work out and everything's just going to open. Speaking of opening, let's open this beer before it gets hot. And I have no idea if that was twist off or not, so it's been rock limon. It's very lemony. I'm sure you guys remember this from my trying alcohol beverages video. It's one of my favorite ones, actually. It's very refreshing. Yes, cerveza. So yeah, let's see what else I can tell you guys about. There will be soccer games, all theaters, art academies, museums. Pretty much everything is going to be slowly opening up again, which is awesome. And then buses now will be able to fulfill their spaces as well. Even though I personally felt I don't go on the bus, like the buses with more distance, I guess I could say, all too often. But it was kind of a weird experience because like both times I went on like 2 times. And you go, you buy your ticket, the ticket has a seat number and you have to sit in that seat basically. I think you could ask to move if you really wanted to, but there will be like a bunch of empty seats and then you get packed in with like 2 people and it's just like, well, wait, what? It makes absolutely no sense. And I mean, it's like I said, there's very little control about things actually happening here. So you have to be a person who's really willing to just kind of let things pass. Let's see here. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking a lot more than I should be. All right, so, oh, also the beach. Right now, all beaches are open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is basically from sunrise to sunset. And as of the 16th of October, I believe, if not December, let me see here, let me just confirm for you guys. Okay, as of November, the beaches will be open from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then in December, they're gonna change that from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. And I know you probably think like, oh, that's weird, how do they close a beach? Because it's public. Well, basically, if you just go there with your car and you try to hang out there, police usually kind of cruise by and they'll be like, what are you doing here? And you could get a fine. So that's why you don't want to do it. Even though, like I said, there's been times where I've heard like people partying in the beach late at night, like a month ago, and it seems like nothing really happens, but just so you guys are aware, that could happen. You could get a fine or something like that. Let's see. So yeah, as I was saying earlier about the bars will have to be at 50% throughout the month of November, and then in December, they will go up to 75%. I'm assuming they're gonna keep changing this as the time goes by, so we'll have to do another update video after all this. But I mean, they frequently change this stuff, so I mean, within a week this could change, because they haven't even done it yet. Everything starts on like the 16th of October, and then they start moving forward from there, so pura vida, you can say. In November, oh my god. Let's see, yeah. In November, you will be able to go to parties with at least 100 people. If, no, it says without the vaccination scheme, whatever that means. So I guess if you are not vaccinated, it doesn't matter. But if it's with the vaccination scheme, then it would be up to 200. And religious, business, and academic groups can go up to 500 people. And in December, that will go up for the social events to 200 people, and there isn't like an option for non-vaccinated things. So I guess there's just one option now, vaccinate. And sports events can go up to 500 people. And it said something here about 2,000 people earlier. Where did I see that? I don't know. Somewhere here. Some sort of event with 2,000 people. But yeah, apparently the president actually said that like there is no excuse to not vaccinate now. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who are kind of like on the wall or on the fence about getting vaccinated. I have no personal, I don't know, opinion about it really. I vaccinated because I want to travel. I want to go back to Canada and visit my family. And that's pretty much it. And I guess obviously to be able to go shopping and all that stuff. I mean, I believe going to like shopping mall, or not shopping malls, but like grocery stores and stuff like that, you're totally fine. But to do pretty much any entertaining activity is like a big no. Like you won't be allowed if you're not vaccinated. So I am like really thinking about what's gonna happen on December 1st if I only have my first vaccine. It's mind-boggling to me. I have no idea. They also haven't addressed anything about masks. A lot of people do ask me about what's going on with that and what the rules are when they come down here on vacation and all that. You know, I think the way to really think about it is to just be respectful of others and, you know, wear a mask in any situation where you need to, or where you think you should, or, I mean, you might be one of those people who think you never should, but, like, if you're around a lot of people, you should definitely be wearing a mask. To enter any location, there will be, like, a sign outside that says you have to wear a mask. And you have to comply with all of the sanitary regulations. So that's pretty much countrywide right now. Of course, we're in Costa Rica. There's a lot of outdoor space. You know, you can enter a restaurant, and like, I personally don't like the idea of entering a restaurant without the mask right now because I just feel like it's kind of rude. But I know, like, if you're just gonna go and sit down right away and like start drinking or eating immediately, I don't think it's the end of the world. I definitely haven't seen anyone get like drastically upset about it, but I think it's just respectful to do it in the first place. And then yeah, so pretty much wear a mask wherever you are. And there's like, most places have a washing sink outside where they'll ask you to wash your hands or use alcohol. There's a lot of places that prefer you to wash your hands, and in my personal opinion, like, now they've been there for so long, those hand washing stations, I think they get a little bit iffy, but protocol is protocol. So just do it, and they'll give you alcohol at the door in all likelihood. They have those like temperature guns at most like large grocery stores and stuff like that, and that's pretty much it. And I don't know if you guys have any other questions or anything like that. I'm talking like a mile a minute here. So, let's see here. Oh, that's another thing. If you are someone who wants to live here, you like my dinosaur. Yeah, I like this one too. Actually, my friend gave it to me. It was from one of those like claw machines. And this is actually from the mall in San Jose. I need to do a video in the mall of San Jose with you guys. Yeah, as I was saying, as of December, the driving restrictions will be completely gone. Thank God. It has been a very long time with the driving restrictions, and it honestly doesn't make too much sense. So you mentioned that they recommend people to get the Pfizer instead of AstraZeneca, right? Let me see here, it just disappeared on me. I got Moderna, and I'm not sure what they think about it. So There is a list of vaccines that are okay here. Moderna is one of them. Right now they're accepting, I believe, the Johnson & Johnson, the Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca. I haven't heard of the Sputnik being accepted here yet, but if you have any one of those 4 that I just mentioned, you are good to go. And oh, you guys are arriving from Toronto. Hi. When are you guys coming? You guys should really have a great time. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you guys will love your time in Hako. I think everything will still be kind of closed up a little bit, so if you're coming, depends on what you guys want to do really, but yeah, I think everything will still be closed at 9 p.m. Let me see if I can double check on that. Let's see here. Oh no, it might be 10 p.m. Yes, I'm from Toronto. I've been here now for just over 3 years. And I would like to go back to visit Toronto, but it's been a very long time and I don't want to do quarantine because I don't have enough time. So I'm waiting to get my vaccinations, or at least my complete ones. Alright, so is it as strict as Canada? No. I mean, from what I know, Canada has been easing up a little bit, and but I believe that's more related to people who have been vaccinated. Like I said, I haven't been back in so long, so I'm not totally upfront with this information. I know Mama Sue's watching somewhere here. If you have information to share, put it in that chat. But yeah, so right now things are pretty much open as long as you are, you know, either vaccinated or have insurance. But even then, if you're gonna go to a restaurant or a bar, they're not gonna go and ask you like, oh, I need to see your insurance kind of thing. When I went to go get my vaccination, they didn't even ask for my insurance. They just asked for my passport, and they checked me in the system of the hospital, and that was it. And yeah, as I was saying about the mask thing, it's very much in place. You need to wear a mask everywhere where there's people, on the buses, I believe in the national park, unless you're like swimming or something like that. So any public place, it's important to wear a mask because you don't want to affect other people. Let's see here. My bad. That was Emma. Look cool. Oh my gosh. These chats get so hard to read sometimes. Okay. If you get to leave, come back when you can. Everything is open in Ontario with proof of vaccine passport. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I wasn't too sure about it, but Mama Sue has been telling me like a little bit here and there of what's going on there. And yes, I have Novio. Totally irrelevant. Yeah, so I think it's time to open one of these guayabas. I will wait for more questions while I cut it, and I'm hopefully not going to cut myself. So yesterday I was walking through Capos and I saw these on the ground, like, what's that? And my friend is like, oh, that's guayaba. I think it's called guayaba. Guayaba or guayabana, I have no idea. But I have never tried this in my life, and it smells sour. And I even brought a spoon so I wouldn't be like messy here. But doesn't that look so pretty? It's like bright pink and yellow. Hopefully it's good. I like got a little worried because it was on the ground, but that's very normal here. Guayaba. Gracias. But let's try. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit I don't know if maybe it's too ripe or it got damaged. The seeds are very chunky. I don't know if you guys heard my tooth like crunching down on it, but that's pretty good. I feel like maybe like a candy with this flavor would be really yummy. Or I guess I could just say the fruit is candy. But if you guys come to Costa Rica, you should try this. Or if you can get it in your own country, that'd be great too. Kind of interesting mix, lemony beer and guayaba. I don't know if you guys have any other questions about COVID stuff, anything you wanted to know. Let's see here. Pretty soon, people with 5 shots will be blaming with 4 shots for having to get a 6th shot. I really hope it doesn't come to that. I'm seriously hoping that COVID doesn't go that far where we need to get like 1 million vaccines. But we'll see what happens, right? I mean, I heard they were thinking about doing like a 3rd dose, and I'm just like, oh goodness, no. And like I said, I don't have a real opinion on it, but I just want life to be easy again. And all right, so we've got a whole bunch of comments coming through here. Let's see. Anthony, you're gonna have to order it on Amazon now. I want to see how it comes. But no, when you come, we'll try and find some. And what are the COVID cases here like? So I believe the last time I checked, it was like 250,000 total active cases. You know what? Let me see if I can check that right now. I don't know if I can do this right now. I checked it like a week ago. So it could be here in my history. Could be on Facebook here too. See if there's any questions I can answer while I'm looking for it. It is very healthy and you can make jelly. That sounds really good. All right, let me see if I can find the cases here. It's really great because a lot of this stuff is very easily accessible to find on Facebook. Costa Rica is very Facebook oriented. I think that's very common in like Latin American countries. So let's see if we can find some information on COVID here. Let's see here. Excuse my leaning. Very tiny comment. Okay, let me see here. Cases. Here we go. Okay, so from the 13th of October, we had, oh, that's many more than I thought. 549,084 cases confirmed in total. New cases, we have 1,170. So it's pretty high. But yeah, like I said, we're trying our best, and I checked yesterday, and about 47% of the entire population in Costa Rica has at least the first vaccination. So that's under 50%, so it's not the best. But I think it said like, it's about 50-something% had the 2nd dose, which doesn't really make sense at all now that I think about that. Anyways, let's see here. Okay, I need to catch up on questions. That took a while to look. Pretty simple. If you're already vaxxed, why would you be worried about someone else who isn't? Yes, it's so true. Like I said, I'm personally not concerned about this kind of thing. I'll be really outright with you guys. I have had COVID. my case was clearly not that bad, but yeah, I've been vaccinated strictly for travel purposes, and that's all I can say. Let's see here. Okay, so here's an interesting question. What is the best way to find a long-term rental near Capos? So that goes straight back to what I said a few minutes ago about the, bueno, I'm speaking Spanglish now. Facebook is a really great source of pretty much anything you need to find down here in Costa Rica. And that's where I look for rentals. That's where I look for vacation houses if I'm trying to help clients and stuff like that. So your best bet would to be looking on Facebook. You could probably write it in Spanish, alquileres, and also make sure you put in the little town. So if you're gonna say Capos, you would say alquileres Capos, and there's a bunch of groups there where everyone just posts, and you're likely to find something there. So that's your best bet. And why are they so desperate to have everyone vaccinated? Must they get rid of the control group? Yes, I'm not gonna get too into this because I don't want to voice too much opinion. But yeah, it's a complicated situation. I do in a sense feel like rights are being violated. But again, like I said, I personally just want to live simply and just be able to do what I want to do. So I am going to be the sheep in the situation and just follow along with it because, well, mainly for family purposes, I need to get back to Canada and visit some people. I have elderly family and stuff like that. So for me, it's important to just go for it for now. But at some point, I think it could be too much. But yeah, I like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about this because it's just a bit confrontational in a sense. So yeah. All right. I will have a blessed day. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. The government pushes people to get vaccinated, but I think it should be up to people's choice. It should definitely be a person's choice because in the end, it's you putting yourself at risk because whether we're vaccinated or not, we can still give the virus to somebody. We can still get it, whether it's lessened or not, whatever it is. It definitely is something that needs to be a choice. And yeah, we're all in a complicated situation right now, and everyone has decisions to make, so it's hard. Let's see here. What is my favorite beach in the area for swimming? My personal favorite beach would be Bizan's Bay. I actually have a video about that where I'm doing a little bit of kayaking and paddleboarding. You should go check that out. I think it's like something to do in Manuel Antonio for a day. I think that's what it's called. I'll put the link up here at some point in time and you can check back later. And it's beautiful there. There's almost no waves because it's in a little bay. And it's also where the catamarans kind of stop. They just stop like right outside there. And that's where they do their snorkeling and the water activities and all that stuff. And at that beach, it's really like, if you go on a weekday, it's perfect because there's not too many people. But you just want to make sure you go when the tide is low because otherwise the beach will be very, very short. But it's a beautiful, more secluded kind of beach and not too wavy at all. So it's perfect for swimming. Ooh, my throat hurts. Let's see. Hi Emma, watch out when those guavas are already on the ground. Yes, thank you. My friend told me that there could be worms inside, and we double checked. There wasn't a hole. It was just a little bit damaged, just a little bruise. So, but yes, that did worry me. I was like, oh, that's kind of creepy. But thank you. Probably a weird question, but do the hiking trails in Costa Rica at this time close early due to COVID restrictions? So, it depends on what kind of hiking trails you are. No, it's not hot yet. Shh. It depends on whether you're in the wild or with like someone or in a national park or something like that. Right now, the Manuel Antonio National Park closes at 4 p.m. And so that's always going to be the same. 4 p.m. is 4 p.m. You got to be out of there. But yeah, it's really dependent on the specific place that you're going to. And yeah, so if you're just going to be out and about and like you just decide like, oh, I'm going to go down that way or I'm going to go up this random like trail, then no, it's not going to be a problem at all because you're just kind of walking freely. But I don't know if you have like a specific hiking trail in mind that you're thinking of, but yeah, most hiking trails here are not, like, unless it's a national park, you should be fine. And now, yeah, everyone's laughing about my beer. Yes, it's hot, okay, it's hot. It's my fault I'm talking too much. Oh, I'm so glad that everybody came today. This is great. So, actually, if you guys want to know something crazy, so this is something that almost never happens to me, but today I saw a snake, and it's like right outside my apartment, and it's like a little baby one. It's like, I would show you the photo, but my phone is filming. But it's like, yeah, it was all curled up. It was like the size of that. And my neighbor saw it too. And they said, oh no, it's not poisonous or anything. Don't worry about it. So I got some videos. So watch my Instagram stories later to check out that baby snake. She was so cute. She was like looking at me all like scared. But she was very tiny. I wasn't worried. But I did start to think about it after a while. Like, oh, I'm not sure what kind of snake this is. And I'm here like putting my camera right close to it. At any minute, it could just like lance itself at me. But it didn't. It stayed sleeping, so everything is fine. So I don't know if there's anything about COVID, anything more that I should go over. I know, like, yeah, going back to the whole, like, establishments thing, it's very strange because I find that so many people just don't, I don't know, maybe it's just here. It's just not too respected in the sense of like the amount of people that go into stores and stuff like that, and I don't know, it's very strange. But people are very, very good about it here. Everyone wears a mask while they're working. Even if I'm like going to go and meet clients on the beach or anything like that, like they tell me, oh, you can take your mask off and, you know, we're vaccinated and all that. And you know, I guess sometimes if I have enough distance, I'll just kind of lower my mask a little bit because if I'm taking pictures, the camera gets fogged up, but that's pretty much it. And everyone has alcohol with them all the time. If you guys are worried about it, then, you know, you don't have to be too concerned. Now I feel like I'm rushing to drink this beer because you guys made fun of me. All right, well, if you guys don't have any questions left, maybe I will get out of here. We've been here for quite some time now. It's been about 40 minutes, so let's see. If you have any last questions, I'll be here drinking. How was having COVID? Okay, I could probably tell you about my experience having COVID down here. It was, okay, for me personally, I'm not going to talk about anyone else's sort of thing because everyone has it differently. But yeah, so I got it from somebody and I was fine. I went out drinking actually, which is terrible. I went out drinking with a friend and the next day I thought like, geez, I don't think I drank that much to feel so hungover, like my body hurt. And the day after, it kept hurting. So I'm like, this is weird. This is definitely not a hangover. And then I started to feel like kind of nauseous every now and then. So after that, my friend started to feel symptoms, and we live together, so it's not a big deal. And he ended up going to the hospital so he could get some time off work, because he has to go to the hospital to get a note from the Caja in order to get paid for the days off work. So he did it. He had to do a COVID test. He tested positive. We had to do about 3 days in quarantine before we got the results back. And from there, we got an Orden Sanitaria. It's like a sanitation order, where we had to stay in the house for 7 days. And I lost my smell, I lost my taste, and I almost burned my house down because I couldn't smell smoke from cooking. But aside from that, I just spent about a week laying on my couch, tired and feeling a little bit dizzy every now and then, and taking lots of Advils and flu medicine to kind of just calm everything down. And aside from that, I was fine. So the hospital, we got like 3 calls a day, one from the hospital, another from the doctor, another from like the Caja or something like that. It was a bit ridiculous, because every single time and every single day they're like, okay, what are your names, how old are you, like asking all the details over and over and over again. So it's just a bit annoying when you're just trying to recover, but at least we know that they're on top of it, so it's not the end of the world. And then about a week after that, or no, it was about 2 weeks, I got my first vaccine. So and then after the vaccine, it was weird, because the day after I got my vaccine, I pretty much felt like I had that first day of COVID again. So luckily it was just the first day, so I just felt kind of like sore and tired. But now I'm fine. My arm still hurts a little bit, don't punch. But yeah, it really wasn't so bad here. Not bad at all, at least in my case. And okay, we have a whole bunch of questions. Recommendations of purchasing a car. It is basically required to go up to Grecia, or is there any other trustworthy around, or a personal purchase from a private party? So that's a kind of a complicated question, because each person kind of wants their own thing. I think buying from a dealer is probably your legally best bet. That way you don't have to worry too much about someone screwing you over. You might not have to pay in cash if you buy from a dealership, because when we bought our car, Mama Sue's car, we had to pay it all in cash, all at once, and getting cash here from Canada is like a major pain in the ass. We had to do about 3 or 4 different transfers, wondering where the heck the money was in this cloud for days, and calling and calling and calling and trying to figure out what was happening. So I mean, if you're not here yet, I would maybe recommend coming here, just renting a car, or I know people also rent their cars out on Facebook, as weird as that is, and just kind of seeing what would work out best for you if you really need the car or not. Yeah, I would maybe recommend that first, because buying a car here is kind of like a hefty ordeal, and every year you have to renew the Marciamo. You have to go to Reteve every single year, so it's a bit of an ordeal, as I said. So make sure you want the car before you do it. But there's also trustworthy drivers if you wanted to like I have certain connections, so we could talk about that later. And let's see here. Oh, by the way, we bought our car from a friend, so it did make the process a little bit more complicated, and I would probably recommend finding your own lawyer to kind of deal with it. Don't go with the lawyer of the person selling the car, because it could get confusing, or potentially seem like they're trying to rip you off, even if they might not be. So just keep that in mind. If I recall correctly, I'm losing my voice here. December is like a popular time to visit CR. But what about February? Is February a good time to go? February is great. Basically, our hottest time is between I could say December to about March. March is when it starts to kind of rain a little bit. April is technically when our rainy season begins, but February is fantastic. There's a little bit less people because in December, January, everyone's trying to get out of North America, like get away from the snow and the cold weather, or go on like holiday vacation and stuff like that. So February is fantastic. I believe like between, actually even January, if you were to come like the second week of January until about middle February, that's like ideal. But also the rainy season is not so bad. Right now we're in October and this is our rainiest month. But it rained, okay, like today it rained all morning and now it's like an incredible day. So we'll probably get like a nice sunset and everything. Usually in the rainy season, it's nice all morning and rainy in the afternoons. So it's really unpredictable in a sense, but predictable in its own weird way. But I'd say even like September is like one of the best months to come because everyone thinks it's raining so much, but it's really nice. So let's see. Also, where did you get the Advil? Never see it at the stores. So, there are I've seen it, I believe, at BM. I believe BM Mercados has it. You'd have to ask around at the pharmacies, but when I say Advil, I sometimes just mean ibuprofen. Sorry. So, I'll just take any ibuprofen. You can go and ask for that. The word is essentially the same. It's like ibuprofeno or something like that, and you can get basically the same thing. And I believe they also have liquid gels. I've heard of it, but you'd have to double check and ask depending on your pharmacy. All right, so I think I'm gonna finish it here. I'm worried about my phone dying. So if you guys have any quick last second questions, let's shoot. If not, we'll have to do a live stream again. This was great. I was like a little bit iffy about doing a live stream. I'm sorry if it cut out at any moment in time because the internet here is not the best. I don't have fiber optic yet. So thank you so much for coming, everybody. And if there's anything I missed, feel free to leave a comment with your questions, or if you know more about the COVID situation than me, I would be happy to have some comments down below about it so that myself and everyone else can read about it. All right, let's see here. Why are the vaccinated concerned about the unvaccinated? Unavailability, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. Yeah, I kind of mentioned that before. Like, I personally don't want to talk too much about it. I have no necessity of like being vaccinated or unvaccinated aside from the fact that I want to travel. So, yeah. Unfortunately, it's just a reality we're going through right now, and at some point, hopefully it'll all get settled. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, and I will see you soon. And go check out my Instagram. I'm gonna go put that video of the snake up right now in my stories. So I will see you guys soon, and yeah, thank you. I'm gonna drink this hot beer now. Bye.